Hi, everyone. This is Kat from Rebloom Room, and I help Black and Brown women find more joy, bring more joy into their lives through international travel and holistic self care. And today I'm speaking with Bahiyyah Parks from Live Your Bliss. And she does all these wonderful things, helping people, women, find more joy. So, of course, I wanted to talk to her and see what's up with her. So, Bahiyyah, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Hi, I am Bahiyyah Parks. I was created to bring beauty into people's lives. I work with women who want to reset their lives and help them get in the best physical and emotional shape that they've ever been.
Nice. Nice. Okay, so it's physical and emotional. Good. So you said that you are created to bring beauty into people's lives, and I know that you're not talking about makeup. So what is beauty? What does beauty mean to you? What do you mean when you say that?
I feel like, God has put me in a position to just be in just share beauty with people on so many different levels. So I'm glad you asked that question. I have a flower farm, so I am a farmer, right?
Oh.
And that's one of the best ways of bringing beauty into people's lives, just creating beautiful bouquets and being there for people on special days and just a regular day, just going to the farmer's market and creating beautiful bouquets and people walking by. It just brings so much joy into people's lives. And I have customers email me, especially during the pandemic. They kept, texting me, emailing me, like,
Mm.
I look forward to your flowers. They keep me feeling so happy through the day, even though I'm home and stuck in the house. I can look over at these beautiful flowers. So that's one of the ways that I bring beauty into people's lives. And the other way is just, in terms of living, like lifestyle choices, being healthy. I teach yoga, so that's another way, keeping your body beautiful, inside and out. So I coach people with their health, with nutrition. So many different ways. So definitely not just makeup,
Yeah,
not just hair and makeup. No,
right.
definitely
Wow.
more
Okay.
holistic beauty.
Yes, so important. Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like this is just the big, like it's not even, it's the tip of the iceberg. It's like you have to go inside too.
Yeah, I actually graduated from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition.
Hmm.
So, that was like 15 years ago,
Hmm.
actually. And my children were very young. So I was doing a lot of health coaching, but then I stopped, to focus on homeschooling them. And then I transitioned into farming, flower farming. But through the whole time, I've always taught yoga.
Mm.
I've been teaching yoga for 20 years now.
Oh, wow. So, what if somebody knows that they want to try yoga, but they feel like they're too stiff and not bendy? How do people start doing yoga when they feel kind of like, how, I don't even know where to start?
So you just have to do it, right? You just have to do it. And it doesn't take much. You can just do 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever amount of time you can. I suggest people do it, and it's so easy to get started. I mean, you can do something as simple as just rolling the neck, just rolling your neck, right? Going in both directions. It's just a commitment to taking the time for yourself,
Mhm.
right? And I know people worry about yoga that, they can't do it, but yoga has so many different poses. Like I said, rolling your neck,
Mhm.
that's yoga.
Mhm.
You can do that. So there's always something. You have to find the right teacher. You have to work with somebody. When you watch TV or a lot of videos, they show very, very thin people, right? That are very flexible, very strong. And so it can be very intimidating for people. But really, yoga is for everybody. And you can find a teacher that's going to meet you on your level. Don't go into one of those classes where it's like hot yoga and it's 90 degrees in the class and everybody is bending and twisting and standing on their head. Do not do that to yourself, right? Not all yoga classes are like that. I don't go to those classes, and I've been teaching yoga for 20 years. I've never done a hot yoga class.
I did
I'm
like
not
three
interested in doing
quarters
a
of
hot
a,
yoga
yeah.
class. So I I do tell people, it just take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, start to move your body. It'll feel good. You'll enjoy it, and especially if you have the right teacher, you're gonna like it.
Mm. I did maybe three quarters of a hot yoga class, and this, like, after halfway through, I knew I was going to leave early, but then I tortured myself by trying to pretend that I wasn't going to leave early, and I just kept, like, trying to push through the hotness, suffering and hating it, and like looking around like, doesn't everybody else hate this too? And people would move and the sweat would like come flying off of them. It was not pleasant.
So people tell me these horror stories about yoga classes, right? And I always tell them that your yoga class is going to be dependent on the space that you're going to and the teacher that you have, right? So if you're going to do yoga in a gym, right, in like a fitness facility, I really wouldn't say that that's going to be, a really calm kind of experience for you, right? It's more of a competitive experience. People are there to sweat, you know. If you go to a yoga studio, that may be a better option for you. However, right, even there, it's going to depend on the teacher. Some keywords that you want to look out for, and this is what I tell people: watch out for going to a class that says vinyasa, or if it says flow, and you're a beginner. Don't go to those classes. You want to go to a basics class or just something that says hatha yoga, right? Just and always, experience the class knowing that this is just one teacher and that there are other teachers, and you might be able to find someone else that you can gel better with. I'm very picky about going to yoga classes. I really am. I don't want a competitive class. I want a class that feels good, that goes at a nice gentle pace. So a nice way to find that kind of class is just look for something that says hatha yoga. Nothing that says hot, flow, or vinyasa.
All right. Definitely avoiding the hot. Definitely.
And don't torture yourself in the
Yeah.
class. If they tell you, if you find a pose doesn't work for you, just come out of the pose. It's okay. Just come out of the pose and wait and go to the next pose. When they do the next pose, try that one. It might work out better for your body.
And I found sometimes like I can do a pose
Mm-hmm.
on the one side of my body, but then the same pose on the other side of my body is a little bit harder, or maybe it just doesn't feel as good. It's interesting.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Even my yogis that have been taking classes with me for 12 years, 5 years, they still are surprised when one side is stronger than the other side. But it works like that. Sometimes your right arm is stronger than your left arm, and your left leg is stronger than your right leg. But that's just normal. We're human beings, and there's no perfection. So we think we have two arms that are going to be equally strong, but it doesn't work that way. It rarely ever
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. We're kind of in like the depths of winter, and there's a little glimmer of spring, like a little glimmer of hope, but we're still in like the depths of winter, and the days are cold and the days are long, the nights are long. So I wanted to maybe get some pointers for you about how to sort of get through winter. I mean, it's sort of like the lowest energy point, at least for me. It's a really low energy time. I don't really I don't feel like peppy most of these days. So do you have any ways that we can sort of just enjoy winter more, or have more energy, or just like, go with the energy of winter?
I do not like the cold. Okay, my family's originally from Florida. We like warm weather, seafood, right? But I do enjoy fall and winter for what it brings, which is that coziness. We desire to be inside and be cozy when winter comes around, and I love just my favorite things in the world are like cozy, fluffy socks. Okay. And lip balm. So when it's winter time, it's like all day long. I have my lip balm with me, and I have my cozy socks and some hot tea. These are my favorite
Mm.
things. So I really love the winter. But you're absolutely right. Being in the house all day and not having as much sunlight every day, that can be kind of depleting to the spirit and to the energy. Yeah, people do develop SAD, right? Seasonal affective disorder from having a lack of sunlight during the day. So, some things you can do to keep your energy, is to really look at what you're eating, right? I always start with food. And yes, I have nutrition in my background and my training, but really it's the keystone, right? So if you want to feel alive, then you should be eating living food. So, Americans, we just don't do it. We don't get that living food in us like we really
Mm.
need to. So it's beyond a salad, right? It's beyond a salad, because if you say a salad, people are like, I eat salad, but their little salad bowl is like this tiny, right? And the the bowl of food is like this
Right.
big. That's not what I mean. Right? Like, I want the opposite. Like, we need to have a big bowl of salad. And if you can do like 50-50, then you're
Mm.
doing great. If you can do 50-50, then you're doing something really wonderful for your system. But if you're going to eat living food, lettuce, avocado, fruits, vegetables, and you don't have to eat things you don't like. Just think about the foods that you do like. Everyone has a vegetable that they like, right? So eat more of that vegetable. And I'm talking about vegetables that you can eat raw,
Mm.
though. Okay, so eat more of that vegetable, eat more of that fruit. Buy those things for
Mm.
yourself, and don't buy a whole bunch at once, because then you feel guilty as they're sitting and
Mm.
rotting, right? Just buy a few, right? If you buy three, then it's more likely that you're going to eat those three things than if you buy six or seven and then they're all sitting there and you're like, oh, I don't want to deal with them tomorrow. Right? So we don't want that. Don't do that. So definitely, if you want to feel energized, then you have to eat raw food. That's going to make you feel energized. The easy way that some people do it is to have smoothies, right? Throw it all into a blender. Then you can buy six or seven, because then you'll go through them very
Mm.
quickly, right? So that's definitely a way. And food is so much fun, right? You can have fun with food. You can try different fruits, different vegetables that you've never tried. Go to an Asian store and look at all these different vegetables and fruits from all over the world and try something new.
Mhm.
And you can have fun cooking it, right? You can get a recipe. Try that. So food can be really fun. It can be a way of expressing your own creativity. And that's something that you can bring into your day that energizes you. You can be like, oh, I'm looking forward to making this meal today, right? For
Mm.
dinner. So, and speaking of dinner, this is another big issue that can really zap your energy, is having a really heavy dinner at the end of
Mm.
the night, right? If you have your biggest meal in the middle of the day, you're going to have more energy, right? Uh, Speaking Ayurvedically, right? So Ayurveda is an ancient medicine in India. This is the medicine that they practice for thousands of years, and I personally believe it's so effective to the human body. Okay, um, one of the things they tell you is you want to have your biggest meal in the middle of the day. This is, I guess, like you can think of it like 11 to maybe 2 o'clock, somewhere in that time, because that is when you have the greatest digestive
Mm.
fire, meaning whenever you're going to eat your food, it's going to digest
Mm.
fully. Why is that important? Because if you eat late at night, then your body takes hours to digest. So instead of doing the recovery phase that it should do during the night, right, while you're sleeping, it's instead trying to digest your food. Okay, and you're laying down while it's digesting, which is also going to slow down that whole process. So you eat a late night meal, you sleep and digest your food, you wake up and you feel
Mm.
sluggish. You don't feel energized. So that's part of the problems that a lot of Americans have, just having that large meal at the end of the
That's
day.
so good. I'm gonna remember that. I know that's a fact, but I always forget because it's just a habit, right? It's you have your dinner at the end. It's a habit. It's a ritual, and it's probably a good habit to break. I'm gonna try it. I
You're going
am.
to try it? Okay,
Yeah.
definitely try it. Try it. And you know what's interesting? You don't have to tell this to seniors. Senior citizens, they know this. So as human beings get older, they naturally fall into this
Mm.
pattern, right? You will see like people who, who have like their grandparents come visit or live in their homes. They'll see they eat the most of their food in that middle time, and then at dinner they may sit at the table with the family, but they're really not
Mm.
eating very
Mm.
much. This is a normal thing that happens, and if we can learn that earlier on in our lives, we'll have a lot more
Mm.
energy.
I love it. I also love the suggestion to not buy so much food because I always have so many, so much produce in my fridge, and I'm like rushing to finish it before it goes bad. So yeah, I think now that I can actually go to the store more often now that we're out of the worst lockdown days, that I can shop a few times a week now again. Yeah,
I know.
yeah, so important. So what can you tell me what you're working on? Like, yeah, I know you have like a retreat coming up and other projects. So tell us about the projects that you're working on.
Right now, I have a 5-day retreat coming up, and I'm really excited about that. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Basically, I'm putting together a lot of the holistic practices that I've learned over the last 20 years doing yoga, studying Ayurveda, and other trainings that I've done, putting them all together and just really creating something that's really kind of magical in terms of the effect that it has on women who practice it. I mean, really anybody, but I'm particularly focusing on women for this retreat. And we're taking 2 hours a day and going through these practices, and just each day just builds upon the previous day. So, the first day you're going to feel good, the next day you're going to feel incredible, and it just
Mm.
keeps getting better. And by the end of it, you have such a deep relaxation, such a centeredness, such a focus on yourself and who you are and what you want, that it makes it so much easier to do anything that you want to do. When you're trying to create, when you're trying to, make moves in your life, if you're coming from a place where you feel depleted and tired and rushed and anxious, then it's just not going to work out the way you want it
Mhm.
to work out. But when you're centered, when you're in your intuition, this is like the best feeling ever. And that's what I'm trying to get people into, get them into that reset, and just be the best woman that they can be.
That sounds beautiful.
And I
Yeah.
also teach yoga. So I do
Hmm.
private clients, right? So I do private clients as well as coaching, right? One on one coaching as well. So those are the three options that people have to
Mm.
work with me.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nutrition coaching, did you say?
When a woman comes to me, I talk to her about what it is that she needs, and we look at, what spaces are not working the way she wants them to be. And oftentimes I'll find some places where nutrition is an issue. So it could be that she needs supplements. I do believe that, and this is something that's important for energy as well. I do believe that the state of our topsoil in the world, not just in America, we don't have the nutrient dense food that we had even 50 years ago.
Oh.
So it's almost impossible to get all of the nutrients that your body really needs from food alone. And I say this as someone who studied nutrition as well as a farmer. So this is something that these are just facts. So
Mm.
it's important that you talk to your doctor, see about supplements. For myself, I take cod liver oil every day. This, I know everyone, they don't like the cod liver oil. It tastes nasty. But having those healthy fats are
Yeah.
important, right? You get your omega-3 fatty acids, as well as, if you some cod liver oil, you can also get vitamin D from it. A deficiency in vitamin D can also be something that has you having
Mm.
low energy. And for women particularly, you have to be careful about anemia. I myself suffer from anemia, so I have to take regular iron supplementation to make sure that I'm feeling okay. So, and I know when my iron levels are low because when I eat, I still don't
Mm,
have energy. And then when I rest, I still don't have energy. So if you've rested and you've eaten and you're still not having that energy, you're still feeling fatigue, then it might point back to a nutritional deficiency.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. I have that bottle of vitamin D6, I guess, the drops. I forget to take them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Kat, so I have the solution for you. I have the
What is it?
solution for you, right? I take my vitamin D one time a week,
Oh.
just once a week. I
Hmm.
just pick a day, all right? It's Friday. I take my vitamin A and my vitamin D because they're both fat soluble vitamins. So you don't have to take them
Okay.
every day. You take them once a week, and your body stores them in the
Okay.
fat anyway. You see, so you don't need to have them every day. Whereas water soluble vitamins like
Hmm.
vitamin C, that is something
Hmm.
you need every day because it'll flush out of your system. But vitamin A, vitamin D, that gets stored. So you can get a high dosage vitamin, take it once a week, or if you feel like it, you can take all those drops on one day, you know? But I just get one little
Mm,
teeny pill that I take once a
okay.
week. And this way I don't have to worry about taking it
That's
every
so good
single
to
day.
know. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so is there anything that I didn't ask that you'd like to add,
You're welcome. You're
that you
welcome.
wanted to add or make sure that folks know?
Oh, one nice tip, especially, just to bring more beauty into the house and energize yourself at the same time, is using essential oils in a
Mm,
diffuser, right? So if you use something like peppermint or eucalyptus or even the citrus essential oils, those all are really wonderful. They make you feel energetic just by
mm,
breathing them in. So, and it just makes your environment smell better. You know what I mean? So that's an
mm.
easy win. To use essential
Nice.
oils.
I have all this stuff in my house. I have
Mm-hmm.
it. I just have to put it into practice.
Cat, I know. Cat, I know. This is the thing. Okay, so here's the other tip, right? Have
Mm,
friends over, okay? Because when you have friends over, right, then you use all this stuff. You do all this stuff because you're like, oh, my friends are coming over. Let me make the house smell nice. Let me clean up and keep everything organized. Let me make a nice meal. And what do? You make salad, right? Right? We do these things for other
mm.
people, and we have these things right at our
It's
fingertips. You know what
true.
I mean? So invite
Yes.
people over. I love inviting people
Yes, I
over.
was just at a friend's house last night and she had a diffuser. And she was like, and I
Yeah.
saw the little steam. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. And we had a delicious meal of like roasted vegetables and,
Uh-huh.
you know, so
You,
delicious. So delicious. Yeah.
this is
Mm,
this is it.
yeah.
Absolutely, Kat. Now you see, and now you have to ask her, do you use that diffuser when I'm not here?
I'll remind her. Yeah. Very nice. Thank you for all of these reminders. It's really good. Yeah, this
Yes,
is
yes,
great.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I will put links to your retreat and your website and your socials in the description so people can find you. And yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you for coming and having a conversation with me and boosting my energy and my optimal health.
Thank you, Kat, for having me. I really appreciate it. I mean, this has been wonderful. I love sharing, anything that's going to help people just become healthier,
Mm,
feel better. So,
thank you.
absolutely.